I stared at the ceiling, twisting the sheets in my hands. My chest felt tight, like something invisible was sitting on me. Mia turned over on the couch and groaned. "You're still awake? Do you realize it's almost 3 in the morning?" "I can't sleep," I whispered. My voice cracked. "Tomorrow is supposed to be the happiest day of my life, and I feel restless." She sat up, rubbing her eyes. "That's normal. Every bride gets cold feet. This doesn't feel like cold feet." I pressed my palm against my chest. "It's like I'm waiting for something bad to happen." Mia raised an eyebrow. "What could possibly go wrong? You've planned this wedding for months. You're marrying Ethan, the guy every girl in college drooled over. You won, remember?" I tried to smile, but it faltered. "I didn't win. I just held on tighter than the rest." "Don't start." She wagged her finger. "He loves you. Everyone can see it. The way he looks at you like you're the only person in the room." I wanted to believe her. I really did. "Do you remember the first time I saw him? Freshman year. You spilled coffee on his shirt." I laughed softly, and he didn't even get mad. He smiled, handed me a napkin, and said, "Guess you needed a reason to talk to me." Mia grinned. "Smooth line. And you melted on the spot." "I did. And I thought, this is it, the guy I'm meant to be with." My voice turned small. "But what if I was wrong?" Mia stood and crossed her arms. "Okay, what's really going on? You're not just nervous, you're scared." I hesitated, then whispered, "What if he changes after tomorrow? What if he isn't the man I think he is?" She sighed and sat beside me. "People don't change overnight. Ethan's steady, ambitious, yes, but steady. He's the type who sticks. He works late every night," I muttered. "Always says it's for us, for our future. But sometimes I feel like I don't even know where he really is." "That's what men do when they're chasing success," Mia said gently. "He's building a life for you both." I nodded, though a knees twisted in my stomach. "Do you think I gave up too much for him? My art, my classes, my freedom?" I kept telling myself it was for love. Mia frowned. "You chose him, and you don't regret it, at least not until tonight." "I don't regret loving him." My throat tightened. "I just regret how much of myself I lost in the process." Silence settled between us. Then Mia nudged me. "Want me to call him? Maybe hearing his voice will calm you down." I shook my head quickly. "No. If he knew I was panicking, he'd think I was doubting him. I don't want to start the day like that." "Then talk to me," she insisted. "Tell me why you look like you're bracing for a storm." I stared at my trembling hands. "Because sometimes storms come out of nowhere, and I can feel one coming." Mia took my hands firmly. "Listen to me. You've waited years for this. Whatever shadow you think is lurking, it's just nerves. By this time tomorrow, you'll be dancing in his arms, married, happy, and laughing at how silly you sounded tonight." I forced a laugh. "Maybe." She lay back down, mumbling, "Try to sleep, bride-to-be. Tomorrow is your forever." I whispered into the darkness, too quiet for her to hear. "I just hope forever doesn't break me." "Mia, why are you shaking me?" My voice was groggy, but the panic on her face woke me instantly. "You need to see this." Her hands trembled as she shoved her phone at me. I blinked at the screen. Music, shouting, Ethan's laugh, then his mouth on some stranger's lips, his arms pulling her close. The clip shifted, him vanishing with her into a hotel room. My stomach twisted. This isn't real. Tell me it's not real." "It's from last night." Her whisper was raw. "Someone at the party filmed it." I clutched the sheets. "No, not Ethan. Not the night before our wedding." Mia sat beside me. "I'm so sorry. I didn't want you to see it, but you had to know." My chest heaved. "He swore I was his. Everything. How do you do this to the woman you're marrying in hours?" The door creaked open. Sophia's head peeked in, eyes wide. "So it's true?" I snapped. "What did you hear?" She stepped inside, lowering her voice like a conspirator. "Half the guests already know. Someone's sharing the video around. People are whispering in the halls." I pressed my palms to my temples. "Oh God, they all know?" "Yes," Sophia admitted. "And they're saying things like, 'Poor girl,' and 'what a scandal.'" I couldn't stop it. My throat burned. "He ruined me before I even walked down the aisle." Mia glared at Sophia. "You don't have to repeat the gossip like it's entertainment." I'm warning her. Sophia shot back. "If she walks out there smiling, pretending everything's fine, they'll laugh behind her back." My tears blurred the room. I can't breathe. I can't even. How could he do this when I was sitting here dreaming of forever? Mia squeezed my shoulders. Look at me. This is not your shame. It's his. Do you hear me? But my voice broke. They'll see me as the fool, the stupid bride who didn't know her fiancé was screwing around hours before the vows. Sophia crossed her arms. Honestly, you should just call it off now. Save yourself the humiliation. I snapped at her through sobs. Do you think I don't know that? Do you think I wanted this? Mia pulled me back. Enough. She doesn't need your judgment right now. I wiped my face with shaking hands. What am I supposed to do, Mia? Walk down the aisle like nothing happened? Confront him in front of everyone? Run away? She whispered fiercely. You don't have to decide this second. But you are not walking into that chapel blind. You have power even now. The phone was still in my lap, the frozen image of Ethan kissing her. I stared at it until my vision blurred again. She's nameless, faceless, and still she managed to destroy everything, Sophia muttered. Some people are saying she looked familiar. Maybe she's been around longer than you thought. My heart lurched. Don't plant more poison in me. Mia grabbed my hand. Ignore her. Right now. Focus on you. Forget the whispers. But the whispers already clawed at me, muffled voices seeping through the door, the sting of pitying glances I hadn't yet seen but already felt. I whispered, they'll all know before I even walk out. I'll be the bride everyone pities. Mia's voice was firm. No, you'll be the woman who decides her own ending. I looked up at her, drowning in heartbreak, rage building beneath it. Then maybe I won't be a bride at all. I slammed the bathroom door and twisted the lock. My veil brushed against the tiled floor as I sank down, gasping for air. Open the door, sweetheart. Ethan's voice came from the other side, smooth but shaky. Let's not do this here. My throat burned. Not do this here? You cheated on me last night. Silence. Then his knock softened. It was a mistake. Just a stupid party. It doesn't mean anything. I pressed my forehead against the cool wall. It means everything. It means I can't even look at you without feeling sick. Mia crouched beside me, gripping my hand. Don't listen to him. He's trying to control the story. Ethan's tone hardened. I'll explain later. Just come out now. Smile. And we'll handle this after the ceremony. I laughed bitterly through tears. After the ceremony? You expect me to marry you and pretend I didn't watch you with someone else? Another knock, sharper this time. We can't humiliate ourselves in front of everyone. Think about our families, our future. Mia shouted through the door. Your future? You mean her destruction. You don't deserve her. I clutched my chest, choking back sobs. I can't breathe, Mia. It feels like the walls are closing. In, she whispered. Breathe with me. In and out. You're not alone. A new voice pierced the air. Cold clipped. Grace, Ethan's mother. Darling. Unlock the door. Let's be sensible. My hands shook. Grace? Yes, she said firmly. Whatever nonsense is going around, it must stop now. My son is waiting for you. You cannot let rumors ruin a marriage that hasn't even begun. Mia hissed. Rumors? There's a video. Everyone's seen it. Grace ignored her. A bride's duty is to protect her husband's image. If you love him, you'll stand by him today. No tears, no scenes. I forced myself to speak. He betrayed me the night before our wedding. And you want me to protect him? Grace's voice turned sharp. Do you think marriages survive on childish ideals? Men make mistakes. Women endure them. That's how families stay strong. My stomach turned. So I'm supposed to smile while he humiliates me? Yes, she said without hesitation. Because once this day is over, people will forget. But if you walk away, you'll be branded weak, foolish, unworthy. Mia slammed her fist on the wall. She'll be branded strong if she leaves him. Don't listen to this poisonous nonsense. I squeezed Mia's hand. My voice trembled, but anger cut through. Grace, I'm not your puppet. I won't ruin myself to keep your son's mask intact. Grace's tone iced over. Ungrateful. Girl, do you know how many women would kill to be in your position? Ethan is successful, respected. Without him, you're nothing. Tears burned my eyes again, but this time they felt different, hotter, heavier. If being nothing means not belonging to him, then maybe nothing is better. Ethan banged the door suddenly. Enough. You're overreacting. Open this damn door before you embarrass me. I shouted back. Before I embarrass you? You embarrassed me. You shattered me in front of the world. Mia's arms wrapped around me as I collapsed into her shoulder. Don't waste another tear. He's not worth it. My voice was a whisper, shaky but resolute. No, I won't just cry quietly. He thinks he humiliated me today, but he doesn't know what's coming. Mia leaned close, eyes blazing. Good, then let's make sure he regrets it. And for the first time that day, my sobs turned into something else, rage. When I unlocked the door, the hallway fell silent. My eyes were swollen, but my steps were steady. Ethan rushed forward, arms out. Thank God. Baby, listen. We can fix this. I walked past him without a word. Wait, his voice cracked. Don't ignore me. Yell, scream. Anything, just don't stay quiet. I kept moving, each step sharper than the last. Mia followed close, whispering, don't waste your voice. Let him choke on the silence. Gasps rippled through the guests as I entered the corridor. Whispered fragments floated. Is it true? She saw the video. Poor girl. Ethan caught up, grabbing my arm. You're making a scene. Just smile, pretend, and we'll talk later. I pulled free, glaring but silent, his face twisted. Say something. You can't just look at me like that. My stare didn't break. I let the quiet burn him. Mia smirked beside me. Funny how silence screams louder than excuses. He clenched his jaw, lowering his voice. You'll ruin everything if you keep this up. Still, I said nothing. We reached the main hall. Guests parted like waves, their eyes piercing me. My dress dragged against the marble, heavy, suffocating. But I refused to falter. The wedding planner hurried over, clipboard in hand, forcing a nervous smile. Miss, we still haven't received the final payment for the venue. Could you or Mr. Ethan? Her words struck me. Payment, ownership, power. An idea sparked in my mind, sharp as lightning. Mia caught my glance and leaned in. What are you thinking? I whispered, barely moving my lips. If he wanted a perfect wedding, I'll give him something unforgettable. Ethan hissed. Ignore her. She's just trying to stir things up. Come on, let's get back inside before people start assuming. I stopped abruptly, forcing him to stumble. My silence made the room heavier. One guest whispered too loudly, look at her eyes. She's not breaking, she's planning. Another murmured, if I were him, I'd be terrified. Ethan's hand trembled as he reached for me again. Please, don't do this here. You love me. You always said forever. Finally, I tilted my head and met his gaze. No words, just one look that sliced through his lies. He swallowed hard. Say something, anything. I'll take your anger. Just don't leave me standing like this. Mia stepped between us, smirking. She doesn't need to speak. Her silence says you're finished. I turned from him, walked toward the grand staircase, and felt every eye follow me. My hands no longer shook. My tears had dried. The fear that chained me hours ago was gone. In its place was fire. I whispered to Mia as we climbed the stairs. I'm not walking down the aisle today. Her grip on my arm tightened. Then what are you walking into? I looked back once, at Ethan, pale and desperate in the crowd. My voice was low but steady. Revenge. Mia shut the door of the bridal suite behind us. He's out there pretending like nothing happened. What's the plan? I paced, my gown dragging across the carpet. If he wants his perfect wedding, I'll make sure it never happens. Her eyes lit up. Now you're speaking my language. How? I grabbed my phone, scrolling to a familiar number. Uncle Daniel. Mia blinked. Your lawyer uncle? What for? I pressed call. Watch. The line clicked. Sweetheart, shouldn't you be getting married right now? Daniel's voice carried both warmth and suspicion. Not anymore, I said flatly. Uncle, I need your help. The venue, can I buy it today? Mia gasped. You're serious? Daniel chuckled, then stopped when he heard the edge in my tone. Tell me what happened. Ethan cheated last night. There's proof. I won't let him celebrate in this place like nothing happened. Can it be done? He was silent for a beat. You've been saving that emergency fund, haven't you? Yes, I admitted. Every extra paycheck, every late night I worked, this is what I saved for. But instead of saving him, I'll save myself. Mia whispered. You're incredible. Daniel's voice sharpened. All right, the owners are desperate. I know them. If you wire the down payment, I can push the paperwork today. It won't be final until signatures clear, but effectively, it'll be yours. A rush of fire spread through me. Do it. I'll send the money now. Mia squeezed my hand. You're turning his dream into your weapon. As I wired the money, my fingers didn't tremble. For the first time all day, I felt steady. Daniel returned after a few tense minutes. It's done. The venue is under your name, legally binding within hours. I nearly collapsed into the chair. I own it? This whole place? Yes, he confirmed. You're not powerless, sweetheart. You're in control now. Mia laughed, half in disbelief. Oh, Ethan is going to choke when he hears this. I whispered, not yet. Timing matters. Let him think he's winning for a little longer. Daniel hummed, smart. Strike when the audience is watching. Public humiliation is permanent. My chest tightened, not with grief this time, but anticipation. Exactly. He wanted a stage for his perfection. I'll give him one for his downfall. Mia clapped softly, eyes gleaming. This is better than screaming at him. Silence. Then the strike. I pictured Ethan's smug smile, the way he always believed he'd get away with anything. Soon, that smile would break. Daniel cleared his throat. One warning. Revenge feels good, but don't lose yourself in it. Do this for dignity, not destruction. No, I said. I can't undo the betrayal, but I can take back my pride. Mia leaned close. So what's the move? I straightened, lifting my chin. We wait until everyone's watching. Then I show them who really owns this wedding. Mia grinned. Bride turned queen. I like it. And for the first time that day, I almost smiled. The music swelled, and every step I took down the aisle felt like walking through fire. My dress shimmered, but my chest was heavy with rage. Ethan smiled at me, that smug little curve of his lips. You look beautiful, he whispered as I reached him. I tilted my head. Do I? My voice was sugar, but inside I was steel. The priest cleared his throat. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. His words blurred. My eyes stayed locked on Ethan. He wouldn't stop smirking. You're radiant, he murmured again, leaning closer. Let's just get through this, then we'll talk. Talk, I echoed softly, my pulse pounding. Perfect idea. Gasps rippled when I slipped my hand from his grip. Still, I smiled sweetly, letting the guests think it was part of some romantic act. The priest gestured. Do you, Ethan, take her to be your lawful wife? Ethan puffed his chest. I do, he said proudly, staring at me like he'd already won. My stomach twisted, but I didn't flinch. And do you, bride, take Ethan as your husband? Every eye in the hall fixed on me. I let silence hang, thick and heavy. Ethan's smirk wavered. I leaned toward the microphone, smiling as if I were about to seal the dream. No, the single word cracked like lightning. The hall gasped in unison. A wave of whispers surged from the back rows, rising louder than the music. Ethan blinked. What did you say? I tilted my head. I said no, his face drained of color. You can't be serious. I held my bouquet tighter. Deadly serious. The priest stumbled, clutching his book. Miss, perhaps you know, I repeated, clearer, sharper. I don't take him. Not now. Not ever. Murmurs turned to frantic chatter. Did she just? Is this a joke? Oh my God. Ethan grabbed my wrist. Stop this. You're humiliating both of us. I yanked free. No, Ethan. You did that last night. Gasps deepened. A woman in the crowd whispered loudly. She knows. Ethan's voice dropped. Keep your mouth shut. I smiled at him, calm as ice. Why should I? You didn't keep yours shut when you kissed her. The guests erupted. Some covered their mouths, others leaned forward eagerly, feeding on the scandal. Ethan hissed through his teeth. We'll fix this. Don't do it here. I looked past him at the sea of shocked faces. This is exactly where it needs to be done, he stammered. You're destroying everything. I leaned close, whispering in his ear, but loud enough for the first rows to hear. No, Ethan, I'm freeing myself. The priest tried to regain control. Perhaps we should. I stepped back, lifting my chin. There will be no vows today, no marriage, only truth. The hall thundered with whispers, louder than applause ever could be, and Ethan's perfect illusion shattered before all of them. I gripped the microphone, my palms damp but steady enough to hold it firm. My chest rose and fell, but when I spoke, my voice carried across the hall. Everyone deserves to know why this wedding will not continue. Gasps spread like sparks. Ethan stepped forward, panic in his eyes. Don't, not here. I faced him squarely. Exactly here. Murmurs swelled. What's going on? Is this real? I swallowed hard, forcing calm. Last night, while I should have been dreaming about today, Ethan was busy with someone else. The crowd jolted. A woman clapped a hand to her mouth. Chairs scraped as people leaned in. That's a lie. Ethan barked. She's making this up. I cut him off, holding my phone aloft. There's a video. The silence that followed was suffocating. Then whispers tumbled through the air. Ethan's voice cracked. Delete it. You'll ruin us. I tilted my head. You already ruined me. His jaw clenched. We can talk privately. No, I said clearly. I spent years swallowing secrets. Today, I spit them out. The guests shifted uncomfortably. Some looked at him with disgust, others at me with pity. Grace's voice sliced through. Enough. You're embarrassing this family. I turned to her, steady. Grace, your son embarrassed himself. I'm simply done protecting him. Her nostrils flared. You don't understand what's at stake, oh. I understand perfectly, I interrupted, sliding the ring off my finger. The weight leaving my hand felt like freedom. I placed it on the table beside the flowers. This was supposed to symbolize trust, but trust is dead. The crowd buzzed. Someone whispered loudly, she's brave. Ethan lunged closer, whispering harshly, you'll regret this. You think anyone will believe? They already do, I said, raising my voice into the microphone. And there's one more thing. He froze. What are you doing? I smiled, though my heart hammered. By the way, this venue, it doesn't belong to Ethan anymore. The room went still. It belongs to me. The words hit like a thunderclap. The audience erupted into shouts and stunned exclamations. You're lying. Ethan snapped, his face draining of color. I shook my head. Paperwork doesn't lie. Signed this morning. The place where you plan to flaunt your perfect life now stands under my name. Grace shot up, fury blazing. How dare you? Do you realize the damage? I realize everything, I answered, my voice calm. I realize I was marrying a fraud. I realize I deserve better. And I realize I own this building, which means you're all my guests now. The hall erupted again, laughter mixing with shock. Someone clapped. Another shouted. Good for her. Ethan's lips moved soundlessly, his arrogance stripped away. For the first time, he looked small. I lifted my chin. So, eat, drink, dance. If you want, celebrate honesty, not lies. This wedding is over, but the party isn't. The microphone shook slightly in my hand, but I held it high. The whispers, the cheers, the gasps, they all crashed over me like a wave, and for once, I wasn't drowning. I was standing tall in the wreckage, finally free. The crowd hadn't even settled when I heard the sharp voice of a man near the front. Ethan, he called, his tone cutting. Care to explain? Ethan stiffened. Mr. Lewis, please? This isn't the place, mister. Lewis rose from his seat, his jaw tight. The place? You humiliated yourself in front of every major investor here. If there's truth to what she said, there isn't. Ethan snapped, desperation leaking into his voice. It's a misunderstanding. She's angry. That's all. I stepped forward, my voice cold. Anger doesn't create videos. Betrayal does. Gasps rippled again. Mr. Lewis's eyes narrowed at Ethan. You told me this marriage was about stability, integrity. If you can't honor your vows, how do I trust you with millions of dollars? Ethan's face burned red. This isn't business. It's personal. Business and personal are the same when reputation is involved. Mr. Lewis shot back. Grace hurried forward, her hand clutching Ethan's arm. Everyone, calm down. This girl is exaggerating. My son is still the man you trusted. I laughed bitterly, the sound harsher than I intended. Trusted. Past tense. The room erupted again, whispers twisting like knives. Ethan's voice dropped low as he turned toward me. Stop, please. The video, it meant nothing. My chest tightened, but I held his gaze. It meant everything. You threw away love for a cheap night. Now you want me to erase it like it's nothing? He reached for me. I can fix this. I pulled back. Fix yourself first, mister. Lewis folded his arms. Ethan, if even half of this is true, your credibility is finished. Investors won't back someone who lies at the altar. Grace bristled. You can't make business decisions based on a spat between lovers. I turned sharply. It wasn't a spat. It was betrayal. And today, the mask came off. The murmurs grew louder voices, saying fraud, liar, finished. Ethan's hand trembled as he ran it through his hair. Please, just give me time. I'll explain everything privately. No, I said firmly. You don't get to hide anymore. You wanted an audience, Ethan. You wanted everyone to admire you. Let them admire the truth. He stared at me, stunned, his mouth opening but no words coming. Mr. Lewis shook his head slowly. I warned you once about arrogance. Now I see it clearly. Don't call me again. He walked out, others following. In his wake, The sound of footsteps leaving felt like thunder in my ears. Ethan stumbled toward me, eyes wild. You're destroying me. I almost pitied him, almost. No, Ethan, you destroyed yourself. I'm just making sure everyone sees it, Grace hissed. You regret crossing us. I smirked faintly. Maybe, but at least I'll sleep without lies beside me. And as Ethan's world crumbled piece by piece, I stood there, steady, letting him feel every second of the collapse he'd earned. The first call came the morning after. My phone buzzed nonstop, Ethan's name flashing. Please, answer. His voicemail begged. I need to explain. I deleted it without listening to the rest. By the third day, Mia sighed as she tossed me my phone. He's relentless. Doesn't he get it's over? I smirked faintly. Ethan only understands loss when it's too late. She leaned closer. You're really not tempted to hear him out? No, I said firmly. He's had years to prove himself. He chose betrayal. Later that night, another message lit my screen. I lost a deal today. Investors pulled out. I can't survive this without you. I laughed bitterly. He thinks I'll save him? Mia grinned. Let him drown. He built that ocean. Days blurred together. I watched his empire crack piece by piece through whispered updates. His so-called friends vanished like smoke. Mia nudged me as we sat in a cafe. Guess who unfollowed Ethan today? Half the city's socialites. I sipped my coffee. People love a show until the actor stumbles. Then they want front row seats to the collapse. She tilted her head. And you? Still angry? I thought about it. Really thought. No, I'm done being angry. Revenge burned hot. But it doesn't last. What lasts is freedom. Her smile widened. So what's freedom look like now? Trips with you, I said softly, breathing without his shadow, remembering who I was before him. Mia clapped her hands dramatically. Finally, the woman I know is back. We booked a small weekend trip, just us. On the train ride, she poked me. Confession time. Did part of you ever want to forgive him? I stared out the window, the fields rushing past. Maybe for a second. But forgiveness isn't the same as letting him back in. I forgave myself first for wasting so much on him. She nodded. That's the kind of closure people pay therapists for. I chuckled. Guess I'm lucky I had betrayal as my teacher. That evening, sitting by the water, my phone buzzed again. Ethan's message glowed across the screen. I lost everything. Please, at least talk to me. You're all I have. My chest tightened not with longing, but pity. I whispered. All I was, you mean? Mia leaned over, reading it. Block him. You owe him nothing. I pressed delete instead. I don't need to block him. His words don't reach me anymore. She exhaled. That's peace talking. I smiled, really smiled. Revenge gave me closure, but rebuilding myself, that's giving me peace. The night air was cool, the stars clear. For the first time in years, I felt light. The knock on my door came just as the sun dipped below the horizon. I opened it to see Ethan standing there, shoulders slumped, eyes hollow. Sophia, can we talk? I crossed my arms, keeping my voice steady. You're a little late for that, don't you think? He ran a hand through his hair nervously. I know. I messed up. I lost everything, my deals, my friends, my reputation. I'm begging you, please. I let him finish. The way his words trembled, I expected the usual charm. But this was different, broken, real. I destroyed you, he admitted, voice low. And I'm sorry. I see it now. Everything I threw away. You were everything. And he shook his head. I don't deserve you. I stared at him, letting the silence stretch. No, I said finally. You think losing money, losing friends, makes you understand pain? You destroyed me once already. That's enough lessons for a lifetime. He stepped closer, desperation in his eyes. Please, I'll do anything. I'll fix it. Fix me. Fix us. Just one chance. One moment. I'll change, I promise. I shook my head slowly. Change doesn't erase betrayal. It doesn't undo lies. You had your chance, Ethan. You threw it away. His hands trembled as he gestured helplessly. I can't believe you're saying this. You were supposed to be my wife, my partner, and you were supposed to be faithful. I interrupted sharply. That's what a partner is, not someone who deceives the person they claim to love the most. Tears pricked his eyes. I was weak. I didn't think. You didn't think about me. I finished for him. Your actions weren't accidents. They were choices, and choices have consequences. He faltered, swallowing hard. I never thought it would come to this. I felt the weight of every lost night, every tear, every humiliating moment at the wedding pressed down. Neither did I said softly, but here we are. And now, you'll have to live with it, alone. He opened his mouth, maybe to argue, to beg again, but I cut him off. No more words, no more chances. For a moment, he just stared at me, searching for a crack, any hint that I might relent. I stepped forward and closed the door firmly. The click echoed like finality. He pounded once, then twice, but I didn't move. From the other side, I heard him whisper, I lost her. I leaned against the door, closing my eyes, letting that be the last sound of him in my life. Finally, I exhaled, feeling the heavy weight lift from my chest. This was over, completely, and for the first time in years, I felt free. I stood outside the venue, the evening sun casting a golden glow on the building I now owned. My hands rested on the railing, and I felt a strange mix of pride and calm. Mia appeared beside me, her eyes scanning the space. I can't believe this is yours, she said softly. I smiled. Neither can I, but it is. Every corner, every detail, it's mine now, not his. Mine. She laughed, nudging me playfully. You've come a long way from the trembling bride in white. I have, I admitted, and I wouldn't trade this journey for anything, not even him. Mia looked at me seriously. It's more than ownership. You've built yourself up, Sophia. Stronger, wiser. I let the words sink in. I was naive once. I let myself believe in a story that wasn't real. But this feels real. I feel free. A car drove past, the hum of the engine breaking the quiet. I turned to Mia. I want this place to mean something. A sanctuary for women like us, women who've been betrayed, broken, or underestimated. Her face lit up. That's beautiful. You're not just reclaiming your power, you're giving it to others. I laughed softly. I guess I am. I never thought revenge could turn into hope, but it did. Mia wrapped her arm around my shoulders. Look at you. You're glowing, Sophia. Not from makeup or dresses. This is from strength, from surviving, from knowing your worth. I took a deep breath, closing my eyes for a moment. I spent so long chasing someone who didn't deserve me, chasing a life that wasn't mine. Now, I get to build my own story, on my terms. She squeezed my shoulder. And you did it with style. I chuckled, my gaze returning to the venue. The windows reflected the sky, warm and golden. I want this to be more than a building. I want it to be a home for stories like mine, for voices that need to be heard, for hearts that need mending. Mia nodded, clearly moved. You've turned pain into purpose. I turned to her, tears threatening but held back by joy. I've learned that betrayal isn't the end. It's a beginning. I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. And someday, someone will walk through those doors and feel the same strength I feel now. She laughed softly. And they'll find it because of you. I watched the sun sink lower, painting the sky with streaks of pink and orange. A gentle breeze brushed my hair, and I whispered, almost to myself, I'm free. Mia smiled knowingly. Yes, you are. Free, powerful, and unstoppable. I took her hand, feeling gratitude wash over me. Thank you for being with me through it all, for reminding me who I really am. She hugged me tightly. Always. This isn't the end, Sophia. It's your new beginning. I looked at the venue again, feeling the weight of the past lift entirely. For the first time, I saw the future not as a shadow of someone else's dreams, but as my own, and I knew, without a doubt, I was ready.